Hey, everybody. So you can go look up the story and find it yourself. But July 2026, and every month, literally, when you look throughout the cycle of conspiracy theory news now, literally every month now, the world's going to end because of something. So we went from, the world was going to end on December 21st, 2012, to now it's going to end every month, every day, every afternoon. Now, I just was wrong about something, but wasn't wrong about it. It discussed in the Epstein files how they may start World War III on February 8th. Well, it looks to me like they're ahead of schedule. So one could say, "Oh, you were wrong. World War III didn't pop off on July, on February 8th." You're correct. It didn't. It popped off probably about 2 years ago. When do you know in the history books when they're going to say was the start of World War III? Maybe the start of the Ukraine conflict was. Maybe the start of the Afghanistan conflict was. Maybe even the start of the Iraq conflict was. We don't know when the start of World War III is going to be considered in history because we're living in the middle of that history right now. Getting to my point, history is basically a set of lies agreed upon, I guess is the way they say it. And I can't believe that's true. But I mean, after seeing that literally what is being revealed about our country right now is just stunning. And it makes me wonder if on July 4th of 1776, they didn't know then that the information I'm about to share with you right now. They ran a bunch of AI models and all converge on July 2026. The Mayan calendar, the Sumerian calendar, the Egyptian calendar, the Inca calendar, you name it. They did all of these calendars that they could find of all of these different previous civilizations on Earth, and they fed them into AI. And they all get to July 2026 and they stop functioning. Now, throughout high school, I was taught that civilizations last about 250 years. And in the Bible, it says you don't know the day, but you can know the day right up to the doorstep. Did these guys plan that on July 4th, 1776, they knew on July 4th, 2026, that the United States was going to end? Let me go further. The Statue of Liberty says July 4th, 1776. If all these convergent points of all of these calendars end up in July, maybe this is the Poleshift, happens in July or sometime in this time frame, then the founding fathers would not only be correct about civilizations lasting 250 years, they'd be talking about exactly 250 years, not 250 years in 1 month, not 250 years in 2 months, not 250 years in 3 months. Our country was founded on July 4th, 1776, 250 years ago. So if the United States is going to end in July 2026, wouldn't that be exactly the way they would do it? It is, isn't it? If they're going to end us on our 250th birthday, it's going to be in that month. That's just the way they think. Am I right? All AI stops on all these ancient clocks, Mayan clocks, Aztec, Inca, you name it. They all stop functioning on July 2026. AI can't even answer why. None of the calendars go further. A pole shift of Earth would explain why those calendars stop. They're leading you down to a point to tell you that something is about to happen on that day. We've got a image right here of Houston, Texas in 2140 underwater. Here's another Texas picture, 2140 Houston underwater. Now, let's fast forward to 2500. Miami is under snow, and we are in a mini glacier era. New York City in 2500. They have mechanized robots that try to keep the snow off the streets and remove it, because now we are under the North Pole, as I've said. And we are now, there's snow in Miami, snow in New York. This is in 2500. Rewinding back in time again, these time jumpers do this. The ocean in 2050, gone from the Pacific Ocean in the year 2050 after the incident. What incident? So in Mexico here, they've got these robots now that keep these streets clean, because they have to be kept clean all the time, because it is under the North Pole now. This is in 2500 again. So, is time travel real? I believe it is. And I believe that these are showing our future, that we indeed do have a pole shift, and that we become the North Pole. From Mexico to Florida to New York, all under snow in 2500. So a completely different climate. Whatever climate you're in now, you're going to be exactly the opposite climate. And there ain't going to be no more summer. This right here supposedly is a time travel machine. Looks like a jukebox. So can you time jump? Is this what they're doing? And they say that none of these calendars go past July 2026, but yet we see these guys in, 2500 and such. So we know Earth goes on. Is that the next reset? Because some of these images from 2500 and stuff are pretty wild. They show cities rebuilt, all completely looking all completely modern and cool. So I believe that is exactly what we're dealing with. I believe that we're dealing with time travelers who are in our public sphere, and these people jump through time. They probably use these resurrection machines. They use all of these extraterrestrial technologies that we were told not to eat. What do I mean by that? Aren't you guys being Adam? Aren't you all acting like Adam? Because isn't that why the extraterrestrials are mad? Is because we are eating from the apple that they told you do not eat from. You're not supposed to be time traveling and changing the future and altering outcomes and using greed to manipulate time, space, and alter humanity's future. You're not supposed to be using these devices for that. They're supposed to be used for the good of man. But now that we can see there is no good in man, by looking at our higher ups' files, that we can see that we have been ruined by men using time travel and interfering with our timeline, bringing us to an untimely end because of their greed. Simply astounding.